like a big eyeball. Truth be told.
That's how Matthew Holt describes what he saw Sunday night. News 2 hasn't confirmed what these lights are.
Many of you across South Florida have been sending into our newsroom videos of what look to be like drone sightings. But how can you tell that what you're seeing is really a drone? Well, we took our eyes to the skies.
It was like a flashing white-green light. And we followed it, and I pulled over, and that's when I took out my camera.
This video Rebecca Davila shot on her phone in Plantation shows what she believes to be drones in the sky.
So there was no noise. We usually feel the airplanes here really loud, where we can actually, it kind of shakes a little bit our home sometimes because they take off from the airport. So there was no noise. It was very quiet. And also that circle of light was pulsating, and it was getting brighter. And I even took pictures, and it didn't look like a planet or a star. It looked like something very different that my eye has ever seen.
And miles away in Sweetwater, Eric Stanley saw something similar.
And then I saw all the weird colors, and I was like, this doesn't look like a drone to me. Like, it's more like a plasma ball.
Sightings of what looked to be like orbs and drones, like this spotting near the 79th Street Causeway, leaving people confused.
What else would it be?
Reports of unexplained drone sightings across America have many concerned, including here in Oklahoma.
We've been getting reports of mysterious drones here in the metro.
The mysterious drones, which have caused so much anxiety and constant media attention, you said if it's not a craft from outer space, and I think that has to be on the table, so are you not ruling out aliens?
Oh, well, I think everything's on the table. I mean, I've been in some briefings where specifically about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were in a SCIF in a classified setting, and I can't share what shapes these are. But there are actually 2 specific shapes that have been, there's footage and photographs of them in the skies that the federal government, the U.S. federal government, cannot identify and don't know what they are. So I think that all options are on the table. With regard to the drones, I think it's very clear it's the U.S. government. I think it's very clear the U.S. government is lying to the American people and to Congress because we don't really know what's going on. I do believe that at least Congress has the right to know so we can pacify some of the safety concerns and fears that people have all along the eastern seaboard.
So when the Biden team says there's no national security threat here, you're still skeptical?
I am very skeptical. I don't believe anything the White House, the Biden administration says at this point. I don't think anybody should.
Okay.
It's perplexing.
Mysterious sightings have continued across the United States, some even being spotted in Oklahoma. Sherry Rogers lives in Midwest City. She says she saw a drone Thursday night.
It was bright lights, and they were pulsing. They would go dim, and then they would go bright. You know, it was just kind of hovering there.
Rogers says that was the first time she's ever seen an unmanned aircraft.
That's the first thing that occurred to us. Was that it was a drone sighting.
Well, the buzz around mysterious flying objects is gaining traction in Middle Tennessee as several people in Murfreesboro say they saw bright lights hovering in the night sky yesterday.
Drones in the sky. The FAA, DHS, FBI, and DOD have said that there is no national security threat, but they did confirm there have been some drones seen flying near or over military installations.
And some people in South Florida have claimed to have seen them in their own backyards.
That is wild. Gazing up at the night sky, now a focal point of conversation. Reports of drone sightings across the country are climbing, and some are voicing concerns.
Not a commercial airliner. It's hovering. It's sitting right there.
From Hernando Beach.
That is not a plane. That is so low.
To this sighting in St. Pete.
Definitely keep your eyes to the sky, and there's something interesting happening.
Diego Paul captured it on camera and now looking for answers. Alarming?
That is definitely alarming. The fact that they haven't been able to determine what it is.
It wasn't making any sound. So that seemed a bit unusual to me.
Ray Eckstein was in New Tampa when he saw this flying in the sky.
We have people in authority that are telling us on the one hand that there's nothing to worry about, and then on the other hand that they don't know what they are.
It appears that many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully.
Matthew Holt, who lives in Murfreesboro, says he walked outside after work to see these bright lights in the air near Interstate 24, and he's not the only one curious to find out what these objects might be.
We need to know where is this coming from, who is behind this, What type of information are they trying to gather?
I reached out to retired FBI Assistant Director Frank Figluzzi about the federal response to these sightings. While he says drone sightings will become more common as drones become increasingly more popular, he says he's in favor of more regulation and intelligence sharing.
Even I am uncomfortable that once we've ruled out, say, a foreign threat, a national security threat, I still see a gap here. I see a gap in our government and the ability to take accountability, centralized one agency accountability, and the ability to track and trace the origin of a drone.
Mr. Figluzzi also says communication across federal, state, and local governments would also improve transparency.
Tipton wasn't available for an interview, but says in a statement, the activity happening in New Jersey and across the country is unsettling. While we've only had a few reports of drone activity in Oklahoma, we want to be ready in case the need arises.
We have the capability to shoot it down. We just won't, or we can't, right? And then somebody brought up a really good point. Well, so the White House position was, well, we don't want to endanger the public, right? If we shoot one of these down, it come down, it could hit somebody's house. And yet there's these incidents with the U.S. Coast Guard where you have up to 10 of these things literally stalking a U.S. Coast Guard cutter. And you're out in the middle of the ocean. Why can't you bring it down there, right? Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It's the explanation of, oh, by the way, these are all lawful, so don't shoot them down, but we don't know where they're coming from. We don't know who owns them. We don't know where they're going. We don't know what they can do. And they are oversensitive military installations. I think is not only utter nonsense, I think it's a disservice to the American people.
So the FAA issuing a ban on drones over key areas of New York and New Jersey as the mystery over those sightings continues. Now, local officials, they want more answers from the federal government, and they want more information. Now, Pequannock Township Mayor Ryan Hurd is among those pushing for answers. He says the drones pose an invasion of privacy to local residents.
Do I buy it? Absolutely not. See, here's the problem. You know, we are now almost 2 weeks into this since I penned the letter 2 weeks ago Sunday, and we had 21 mayors that actually signed that letter. Up until now, there's been a lot of talk. There's been a lot of posturing, but there has been no action. We still have no idea what's going on. You know, I do think we know. I think our administration currently is absolutely useless. That's the difference between the current administration and the administration that is coming in. 2 weeks ago, Trump said that the federal government knows exactly who this is and what they're doing. And that's fine. Why don't they tell us? If it's some kind of operation to remap something or whatever, that's fine. But now we're weeks into this. And the biggest issue is this. When we're not answering the American public's questions.
And we'll see what happens come mid-January. Ryan Hurd, I appreciate it, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much. And hopefully we get some answers for you and others wondering what the heck's going on up there.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas to you.